why Tony Stark is the villain of these movies.
Oh no, we're not going down that. We're not going
down
down there.
that road. But no, the fast forward 5 years, understanding we never got Awesome Daughter back. Like, there's going to be no more drive-ins at a laptop.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cute.
That's my favorite moment in Marvel movies, is the drive-in at the laptop.
I feel like our feud has gotten too strong, our Captain America Tony. When I ask you a question about Ant-Man's daughter and Tony Stark comes up, I feel like me, we're getting there. We're getting to that point where, when people kind of slug arms and it gets harder and harder, and then it finally gets too far.
It's not that. It's because you mentioned the 5-year snap, and I'm just like, oh, that's like the crux of why Tony wasn't the hero of the game. So I just need to digest, and I'll get over.
But all right. Why do you love this movie so much? Aside from, you went and saw it with your son, which is an amazing experience. What did you want out of this movie? I'll ask you, Adam, and then you, Megan. What did you guys want out of this movie, and why did it deliver?
Okay, so again, lots of things are tied to your experiences and whatnot. But when I was a kid, I remember my dad coming home from the theater. Like, he'd take my mom out once every couple of weeks for a date. And they'd come back and then ask him how the movie was. And he'd be like, it's good. Like, he never got super excited about a movie. But one day he came home and he was jazzed.
What's the year?
It would have been, hold on, I'll tell you right now what year it is. Because it would have been 1990.
Okay, so 1990, Total Recall.
No.
Okay.
He's not a sci-fi guy.
Okay, he's not a sci-fi guy. 1990, Tremors.
No. Oh, I wish he was excited about Tremors.
1990, Lethal Weapon 2.
He's not a sci-fi guy. No. Close, though.
Okay. Action movie, 1990. I'm done. I got nothing. What was the movie?
Die Hard 2.
Oh, yeah. Rennie Harlan.
So he came home and he was just like, son, I've seen the best movie in the world. And I'm like, why was it so good? And he says, from the moment it started, it was action, action, go, 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 action, act. Like, he said, it never stopped for breath. It was nonstop. And so whenever I see a movie that's like that, I'm like, oh, my dad would love this movie because it's nonstop action. And this movie, you started going and you just never stopped.
Yeah. I mean, Megan, you said that too. I mean, what about you?
Yeah,
what did you want out of this movie? And then what did you get?
I think the reason I like it so much is because of it's stylish. It's got bright colors. It's very vivid. There are these ridiculous vampy shots of Vanessa or Kirby in camera with tons of makeup, looking fabulous, and I just love it. The colors pop. There's really stylish music in this movie. It just sort of gives you a feeling that everything is cool. Mm-hmm. And it also moves, which I love a movie that moves along, which was the Expendables movie that just sort of hops along as they collect characters.
Oh, 3?
Yes, that one. It's just a lot of fun. Movies that transport you quickly through time because you don't feel like you're sitting there spending all this time. And it's funny. No. I mean, it is just super funny.
I dig the visual palette of it. Sorry, Adam. I love the visual palette. In the beginning, it's very stylish. You have that, kind of alt song. It's very glossy, but then it moves to the sort of you have the outdoor chase scene, which all right, so guys, watch the behind the scenes videos of this because it's just the guys running on treadmills and green screens, and then when they're running down the building, they're just on treadmills running. It's amazing looking. And then also the commentary for this movie is really good too. And then it goes to the very sterile lab fight, and at the end it's open door island. And I love that there's 4 very distinctive visual palettes for this movie. And I think that showcases why David Leitch is such a good director, because each action scene is different looking and has its own, motorcycles. And then, the beginning has, the skydiving I don't know. And then the third one is, the third one's in the lab with the big fight scene and all the chase scene in Chernobyl, and then the open air one. So I love the distinctive look of it. And the action scenes, I think, move the plot forward rather than just feel like an action scene chucked into a movie.
Yeah, we had it on tonight while we worked out and then ate dinner, and I just kept sitting there thinking, oh yeah, then this part, I really like this, and oh, this is coming next, and I really enjoy that part. So it's definitely a fun, rewatchable movie.
Yeah.
So it's very, very rewatchable, which I love. Now, 2 questions for you guys. What did you think?
Shoot.
What did you think of the final fight scene, like the set and the scene they were fighting in that like crevasse with the broken helicopter?
Very seashore rocks and things.
And you know what I love about that?
Yeah.
That was just shot all in studio, and Dwayne Johnson, all the actors were pissed off that they had to fight in rain. So they were all complaining, but David Leitch is like, the way it looks with the slow motion and the lights and the way we can frame it, it's going to look beautiful. So the actors hated it, but the director made them do it. And I guess, listen, I think it's a really fun fight, but the weakest message for me in this film, right? And maybe we can get all three of us together to talk about the final fight for the Final Fight podcast, which you should listen to. It's rate, review, subscribe. The whole point of the fight scenes, the two of them look at each other and go, oh, hey, maybe we should like work together. And these two guys are like in their 40s, late 40s. And they finally figure out, hey, maybe if we like, teamed up.
I love it because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, all right, yeah, maybe I'm too serious with it. But what'd you think?
Well, it reminded me of Batman v Superman, where it's like, if you guys just talk for 30 seconds,
Martha,
there will be no conflict anymore.
Yes, exactly.
Right? Like it's come on now, boys.
Even Brixton calls them out for it when they're in the lab. He says, you can't trust people to do the right thing. The world is on the line, and you guys can't even be nice to each other.
Oh, and Adam, we figured something else too. While Jason Statham was slamming guards' faces against the wall, do you think the armed soldiers on the other side of the door were just waiting?
Yeah, for sure.
So they're just like, this guy's an idiot, right? Like, what were they? Okay, so Megan, you join us. We're henchmen.
Yes.
And we know that.
Wait, are we on the inside or the outside?
We're Brixton's team.
On the inside the hangar.
We didn't get beat up. We're waiting with guns.
We're in like the hangar area.
Yeah, we're waiting with guns, and we know that they're coming through these doors, and we're gonna ambush them.
I think somebody probably saw it on a monitor, or maybe someone starts hearing some bangs and booms, and he's like, "Hey Ted, do you hear that?" And then they call somebody on the walkie, and they go, "John, will you pull up the cameras? What's going on here?" And then they start gathering their buddies, and they all just start waiting.
Have you ever been in the playground when you were in school, and two like idiots are having a fight, and you're like, oh, look at these guys fighting, and so everybody gathers around and like watches these two guys that nobody really cares about have this fight.
Yeah.
I feel that's what's happening. All these henchmen are like, look at these guys, look what they're trying to do. It's kind of adorable.
Why doesn't he help? He's doing push-ups.
Yeah, like these guys are not on the same team. You have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, we're set. And then of course they pull the Mick Jagger and the sister Hattie, who's she's very competent. She's very competent. She injects herself. She's frustrated with them. Her and Eddie Marson could have escaped from that facility, taken the thing, and they never would have gotten the virus. But instead, melts your insides, not your outsides?
But there's a new one. Yeah, it melts the outsides.
She could have been gone, and then she comes back to save these jabronis. Hey, I'm taking a Dwayne Johnson term to save it.
So, the Dwayne Johnson term, that's the thing I wanted to comment on was, and it's going to be a little sidestep into the wrestling world. For years, they've been trying to get Roman Reigns to be a lovable character, like to be liked by the fans, and the fans are having no part of it. To the point where they had The Rock come in at the Royal Rumble when Roman Reigns won to try to get him over, and the fans started booing, and The Rock looked at him in the ring like, what? They don't even like you when you're next to me? And I feel like him being in this movie was like, this'll get him over. We'll get the Fast and the Furious fans to like this guy. So that was the one thing that took me out of this movie when I was like, oh, there's Roman Reigns.
I do remember that Dwayne Johnson's face. When everybody was booing, Dwayne's like, this is not my brand. I do not get associated with this.
I am no longer attached to this.
Yeah, I did not sign up for this. This is not for me. But no, I'm glad that we got to break down what the henchman thought while Jason Statham was banging people's faces against the thing there.
Right.
That made me laugh.
Yeah, it's a fun vignette. You know, Statham, I think they accurately portray, The Rock is a big guy. He goes after a big guy with a big wrench, and Statham is a legacy stuntman, really good physicality, and he beats up a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Now, do you think the big wrench was like a shot at Vin Diesel?
Oh. I mean...
Well, it is a guy under a car. He comes out.
Yeah, maybe. What do you think? Do you think the wrench is?
I mean, but this is in the fast world, though. That would be real shots fired.
Yeah.
In your own franchise. In my own franchise.
Right.
In my own house.
Was the guy bald? I forget.
I mean, I don't think they were trying to pull Vin, because that guy had the worst tactic ever of a fighter. Dom would never do that. That guy walked up right to Dwayne Johnson's face, had his arms down, and just basically asked to get knocked out.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was a wise thing. I'm asking, do you think it was a shot?
No. I think it was just a cheeky visual gag. I don't think David Leitch, during the commentary, they brought up Mr. Nobody. They brought back Queenie, Helen Mirren. I don't think he wanted to fire shots. He's like, I want to build this world back. Like, he's like, I hope they go back to this. And then he was talking about what Isa Gonzalez's character, Madame M, he's like, I want her to have a role in the fast world because she's really cool with Vin Diesel. Like, Vin Diesel gave Isa Gonzalez the blessing to be in Hobbs and Shaw because she was worried.
Right.
So she asked him, he's like, yeah, it's fine, go do it. Like, I want you to blow up. So he was totally cool with that. And the director, Dwayne Johnson, and Jason Statham all said that the movie defies gravity.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's not logic. They're like, we just turned everything up. Like, so you just got to be able, like, the movie so knowingly turns everything up that I guess you can't hate on it. Is that, like, because it's not based in reality.
Science fiction?
Yes. Because, now, Brixton Lore is a zombie, correct, Adam?
Yes.
Yeah, something like that.
He did.
Yeah, wasn't he shot in the, where did Shaw, in the head?
Yeah, he said in the brain.
Oh, yeah,
Well, is he a zombie or is he a universal soldier?
Oh, he's a Unithal.
But remember in the Kingsman, he got shot in the head, and they put that fancy little bubble thing over him and brought him back. So.
Oh yeah.
Maybe this isn't the Kingsman world.
But how much would you love it though?
Jeez Louise.
Maybe Julianne Moore is the bad guy.
Ooh.
Well, but what if the voice like that? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like what if that's Van Damme?
Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
And it's just the evolution of the Unisol program.
Dun dun dun.
And can Scott Adkins be in it in the next one?
Oh please.
100%.
Yes.
Scotty Adkins, our boy. I gotta say, my biggest disappointment about Expendables 2, which features Statham, so this is more of a sideways conversation.
Yep.
The fight was not as long as it should have been. When you have Jason Statham, who there's a stunt coordinator named J.J. Perry. He did all the stunts on like. He coordinated Haywire. He coordinated John Wick 2. Major movies. He did Second Unit on Bloodshot. That's why it looks so good. He said that Jason Statham is the best actor / stuntman he's ever worked with. So you have Jason Statham and Scotty Bad Boy Acts in a fight scene, and it's 2 minutes long. What? Like,
yeah.
It's
a travesty.
That's a 50-minute fight.
It's a crime against humanity.
That's a movie.
Yeah.
Just
yes. That's like a Jet Li, like Jet Li, Jason Statham had those movies. Like that's
No, I mean Scott Adkins has those movies. He has lots of them.
And I watch all of them.
Yes, you do.
I got sidetracked. But listen, guys, Scotty Adkins, actor of the future. Watch him.
Okay, so here's a question for you. Because we took a sidestep, so I'm going to take.
You're going to do a little shuffle. Come back.
You're going to do a little shuffle. Of the three movies, who's your favorite Expendable?
Oh, Gunner.
Yeah, of course you love him.
No, I like Jet Li. Because Jet Li's character in that movie is like, I need money. Give me more money.
I like Randy Couture because he would beat the shit out of everyone.
Yeah, and they all admit to it.
I'm full Antonio Banderas.
Oh, he was so good in that. Him and Ronda Rousey.
Like, I'm really, really good.
Yeah.
Like, just give me a chance. It's so adorable.
That fight scene at the end. And Glenn Powell's
I was just going to say, I do like Glenn Powell, the rock climber.
That battle scene, watching Randy Couture and Dolph Lundgren in a tank, yucking it up and blowing people up.
I mean, Randy Couture could beat them all up, and they know it.
Yeah. That's what they said, if they lock the door. And I also love... like
you can tell that Mark makes me watch MMA, and now I like it.
No, you went full, like Randy Couture, just, like, you got almost indignant, like, who does Stallone think he is?
Yes.
Well, Stallone said, because people were like, hey, guys, like, you guys are big and muscular, and you're all so big and big. And then they went, who would win if you guys, like, were locked in a door? And everyone just looked at Randy. They're like, 1 minute later, he would be sitting on all of us.
Right.
Which I love. But, I mean, dude... like, you have Sylvester Stallone fighting a bulked-up Mel Gibson in that movie who's looking like just a tank. And then you have Glenn Powell running around, Ronda Rousey and Antonio Banderas killing people.
I do like Kelsey Grammer as the collector of people. He's quite entertaining.
He tells a 10-minute story that makes no sense to the plot. All right,
I just think they're like, Kelsey, do you want to be in this movie? And he was like, if I can have an Oscar scene, like if I can have a scene where I get to really tell a story.
Mickey Rourke had one in The Expendables.
Give me a villain monologue, but make it good guy.
Yeah, a good guy villain monologue.
Right? Just exposition that's not needed. That's good.
If I had to rank them, I'd do 2 and 3 and then 1. No, 2 and 3 on the same level and then 1.
Yeah. But I think 1 tried to be, but they were still holding back a little bit because they didn't think they could really do it full force.
Yeah.
And then once
Yeah.
Once they got in there, they're like, let's just go for it.
And also having